I'm actually going to hair this mask, and I'm inviting you to come along for the ride. This is the 1978 small version, and this is Crusher's mask that I have to send off to him. He actually won this mask, and damned if I can remember how. I tried to remember exactly what we did, and he guessed it right, and he won a mask. And besides that, he's been following so faithfully with my, hold on. There we go. That's about all we need. Oh, wait a minute. Let me zoom it back out just a little bit. Yeah, you want to be able to see the pad that I'm working with too. How am I? Okay, Crusher, man, this is your mask. We are hairing it now. I've got the hair right there, and let's get busy. Don't mind my fat booty, body, whatever you see. Okay, now I'm going to put you on my my computer so I can see your comments. Give me a second. Oh, I hate to shrink that down, but that's okay. I know exactly what it is. I already know the hair scheme. I don't need to do it twice. I always use I use the paint job for the hair scheme. Like, here's a really good picture. I'm on YouTube. All right, she just shut the door for me. Oh, thank you. That's the hair scheme I'm going for the original 78. Wow, that's cool. I'm gonna mimic that, but I also have to have that picture. Well, I don't really need that until I style it. Okay, so let's put YouTube on. What is this? All right. Let's put YouTube on. YouTube, let's go to my channel. And there I am live. I'm actually going to hair this mask. And hold on, you guys are getting feedback. I gotta shut that off. Shut the volume off. 1978 small version. This is now you see the delay that I deal with. Actually, I'll just shut the power off. There you go. Now I can't hear it. We won't hear no feedback. You won't get nothing. We will get just what the doctor ordered. And that means hair for a mask. And we are gonna, you know what? No, I gotta use the pad. I gotta use the pad because I don't want any kind of black stuff getting on the mask. We'll leave that down like that. I filled up my bottle of latex. It was all, I used that much latex out of this bottle, about that much, when wow, there's a large delay. Yeah, there's a large delay. There's really a long delay between what I'm seeing on video on my screen compared to where I'm at right now. So I used that much latex out of this bottle. That's quite a bit of latex to hair the mask. So we say we get busy, guys. I'm going to use this Teasewater hair. It looks just like the mohair. It feels like the mohair. It's awesome. And we're going to see how this works out. Okay, so we're going to keep our lengths about like that. That's where we're going to go with it. See that length? The top of my hand is where I'm going to cut it. And it starts to thin out right here down below my finger, so it's about 4 or 5 inches, maybe less, maybe more. Let me see if I can get the gunk off this. You know what? I gotta clean this first, guys. What do I have that will clean my scissors real good? Hold on, I gotta clean these. These are a mess. I've got the hair stuff I used all over this when I was trimming up the hair. Let me get my... Okay. I'm going to use some lacquer thinner to clean that blade off. I'm almost out of paper towels. Not cool. It's alright. We're just going to use enough to get it off. It'll dissolve it pretty quick, I hope. So, I need to clean my scissors. And stink up the room a little bit. Okay. Oh wow, came right off. That ate that stuff right away. You want the scissors to cut really nice because it'll bind up on you if you don't. All that junk on the blades, it's not good. Might as well clean the whole thing, huh? Clean your tools. Always clean your tools. See how nice and shiny that's getting? Well, that's bringing the scissors back to like brand new look here. Oh yeah. They'll be a joy to work with. Look at all that dirt. Look at all that stuff that came off of them scissors. Oh, listen to that. Now that's the way they're supposed to sound. Okay, readjust. Get my chair back where it belongs. I think I only need that right there. Wait a minute, come on. I feel like I'm on a hill. You know what? No, I don't want to move the table. I'm going to slide this over here so it's really off camera. You don't see the trash can. It's right over here on the left side of me. I don't want anything in my way when I'm working. Terrible. Johnny, you got to get skinny. We got to get skinnier. Okay, that's back to that. I know where I'm going with this. Okay, now, like I said, I never put all the hair on at once. I take a clump of it like that, I split it in half. Alright, we're going to spread this a little bit. Wow, this is actually easier to work with than the mohair. Yes, it is. But it's got that shine. See, it's actually got a sheen to it, just like mohair. It's a thicker wool. It'll give you a better fiber look. It's going to look good, man. And you know the routine. Okay, so we're going to start right on this side. I always start from my right. I'm a right-handed guy. What are you going to say? What am I going to say? All right. Oop, I forgot my popsicle sticks. Means I got to get up again. Damn it. Got to get up and go grab a handful of popsicle sticks. Terrible. Okay. Popsicle sticks. Small ones. I don't like the big ones. Not for this. Okay, I'm pulling the chair in a little bit better so I don't have to roll it so damn hard. Okay. So, and you know what? Let me see how I am on the pad. Move my lacquer thinner out of the way. All right, now, the reason I like to start here and work my way back is by the time I get back to here, this will all be dry, that's stuck to the pad. All I have to do is peel it off. So I'm going to move my mask over just a little bit. And I'm going to move, just trying to be comfortable, guys, just trying to be comfortable. You know, and I think I'm going to adjust the seat just up a little bit. I love this medical seat. My mom passed away and I inherited her medical seat. And the reason why I like it, it's not so much to get up and down out of the chair. I can get elevated and I can see on top and I can, right, see, I just elevated the seat so it goes up a little bit. But staying comfortable is a pain in the butt. Glasses have to go off. All right, so we're going to slide this over here, flatten it out, and this is going to move a little quicker today, I think. We are going to move just a little quicker today. Oh yeah. Put a bead right there. Not a big bead, big enough. All right. And like I said, I always use my finger. Smash it in there. Now the fibers are thicker on this compared to that other mohair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's all through the fibers. See how that's all? I just flipped it. It's all on the fibers. That's important. You want all your fibers. Now, I'm just going to wipe this on my pants. I don't want this shirt getting ruined. No, thank you. This is a friend of mine. You guys want to check him out? Bad Ben. Go to his website, badben.com. He's got a really cool, he's a local guy. He's only about 20 minutes up the road. And his Bad Ben movies are pretty cool. They're pretty strange, but very clever. I give him that, that's for sure. Boy, this stuff's going to be easier to do. Oh, come on, stay on there. See, I must have had latex on my finger and didn't know it. Okay. I need this down further. I'll put a little more latex on the back of this. I don't think I put enough on. I think I want to slide this over just a little bit. There we go. I'm happier with that. Okay. Next. Oops, I already got the stuff cut right here. How much do I want to use of this? I think half of that too. A little slower, I know, but it makes a difference when it's all coming together. It really does. You want that mask to be really, you want them hair fibers to be really nice. You know, I'll even use my finger. I'll use my... You can really smash it in better with the stick. I mean, it's not necessary, but I don't have my good shirt on, or I got a good shirt on, and I don't want to really. Um, okay, so come on, fly! Damn flies flying around my legs, driving me crazy. Perfect. On my pants. Okay. What the heck is that? Okay, this is the... Any questions, guys? Trying to go a little thinner with the hair because there's just so much waste. It's really tough to do because it's hard to judge. Hard to judge. I'm also changing my method a little bit here on the, instead of moving myself back, I'm putting it right into that latex. It's on the mat because it coats the bottom of it. Let's take it and put that in the trash. In the trash. Get it off my fingers. Don't want stuff on my fingers when I'm handling the hair. Always make sure your fingers are clean. Make sure there's nothing on there. No latex. Bad move if you have latex on your finger. Just give it a nice even cut. See that? Nice even cut. Now, that's probably about 1/4 of an inch. Put a little more latex on here because I didn't really put a lot on the underneath side. And whatever you do, on here when you're spreading that out, make sure you don't leave any like large globs of latex on the mask. Kind of spread that out so it's not. This way you don't when you're handling your mask, you don't feel like balls of, you know, like rows of the hair, like beads of latex going across. You know, now in the back here, I can't do too much of that because I don't want to cover my custom corpses logo. So I don't really suggest messing with your logo. Make sure that you don't bury your logo in latex. Kind of like what I did with the eyebrows on that one mask, which I'm still going to fix. People say, nah, don't put any hair on my eyebrows. Uh, Pipe Master doesn't think I should put hair on the eyebrows to fix the situation. So I'm not. I'm gonna follow his direction, and I do listen to you guys. I listen to you, and that's how you trial and error, baby. We'll make it work one way or the other. And yeah, so that's what I do. Now that was just one cut. We did the whole side with one cut off of this hair here. All right, so we need the scissors. This is why I gotta make sure the blade's clean when I. Doesn't matter, you know. I would love to have a perfectly tapered end like this, how this is, but it doesn't matter because once I comb this out, all this does all this on its own. So it's not like I have to worry about. This stuff is so much more manageable. Wow. And it's nice. Let me give you a close-up look at this. Isn't that nice? Nice stuff. That's nice. That's really nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Now I'm going to back off a little bit because this is starting to harden. The stuff that's on my mat here. I'm going to move along here pretty good, guys. I'm not going to make this a 4-hour video like the other one. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done. I'm not going to talk too much. Well, I'm going to talk. I'm going to keep talking and working at the same time. A lot of people can't do that. That's why I guess it's difficult for some people to yap and work at the same time. You know? Yeah, I'm going to put a little more in there. A little more to make sure the hair is grabbed. Yeah, I really want to get you guys done. Send your mask to you. Can't wait to your reaction. I really can't. I hope you guys at least give me video so I can upload to my channel. That would really be awesome because I really want to see your reaction to this mask. Go a little further, right to the C with this one. All right, we need to smash it in a little bit. Wow, what a mess. All right. Let's use a different popsicle stick until I clean that one off. Let me throw a little more of this latex up in here. The problem is, I think right on this edge here, there might be a little bit of the. Thought I was careful enough to not get any overspray. Of the what's the name of the stuff? Come on, Plasti Dip. But there might be a little Plasti Dip on here. But that's okay. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Now that's a little bit of felting right there. We don't want that into our mix. Split this in half. Usually 3 pieces I can get out of this nice. This stuff is nice. And you got to remember, the reason why I'm going extra thin this time and making it so almost where you can see through it. So you can see my fingers through that. You can see it. You can see my fingers in there. If I can just barely see my fingers, that's about the thickness I want. And the reason why is because you got layers and layers and layers and layers that are going up over top of this. And it'll all come together and it'll all hide any of the little pieces, you know what I mean? It'll all blend. Now, don't put it on there until you're ready. You know what? I'm going back to my finger method. Just feel like I have a little more control with my finger. I'm really mashing it into the hair follicles. I can really mash that in. You can hear it. Listen. All right. On to the panties. I'm wearing panties today because they're nothing but holes. No, I'm kidding. They're just old long pants that I just cut. Because I can't stand wearing long pants doing this stuff. It's just too, ooh, see, don't want to touch the, damn it. You see what I did there? I took it to the furthest point, and guess what? That's grabbing my, I'm going to hit my shirt instead. I think this stuff's a little bit more difficult. Smoothing on. There's a piece of stuff on my hands there. I always take the felding away. Any kind of felding where it's like bushy, that's called felding, and you don't want that on there. You see that? That almost snuck past me. Had a little bit of latex. That just that little tiny bit can grab a hold of your hair and destroy it. You don't you gotta make sure you don't feel anything on your hands. I need to go put on a better shirt is what I need to do for this. Because I don't want to wreck my clothing, my good clothing. This ain't really good, but it's it's a nice shirt. You can go put my Stilt Beast on. We washed it, but don't look like it's clean. It's funny. And guess what? I don't need that much hair, so off that goes. Pull that felting out of there. It's driving me crazy. Okay. So that's a perfect amount right there. Gift to gab. You know the funny thing as a disc jockey, I really don't do a lot of talking on the mic. Maybe I should. I don't know though. It's different when you're on a microphone and you're trying to just I'm always so concentrated on the music that I really don't care about talking on the microphone. That's just not my game. I'm an old school disco DJ. Worked in a DJ booth that never didn't really yap, didn't talk to people. Just, if there was any kind of like, things that they want me to advertise or say, that's what I did. But I didn't go crazy um, talking too much. Really? Get off. I gotta clean these. Okay, there we go. That was almost a disaster. No matter what, the stuff really wants to stick to my finger today for some reason. I'm going to clean those popsicle sticks before I start the next row. Come on, man. There we go, first row done. Always start in the center, right where the seam is. First, I want to clean my popsicle sticks. Nothing on them. One down. And I need to empty my trash can too, boy. I created a mess doing these masks. Two down. Get off. Really? Come on, man. What the hell? I just got to make sure it's not on my fingers, though. Seems like the latex is extra sticky today. Ooh, that one actually had tacky glue on it. That could have been some of the problem. Okay, now you can see this piece is too small. I don't want that right in the middle. I need a bigger piece, so I'll save that for another spot. Yeah, baby, we're getting it done today. We ain't playing. I'm going to go pretty wide with this because I really want to cover. You know what? I'm going to go real wide. Since it's the center, I'm just going to spread this whole thing this time. And like I said, I still want to spread it so where it's semi-translucent, where I can see my fingers behind the hair. And do top and bottom. And any of these pile-ups, you want to make sure that they're spread. Anything that's like, you see this, see how it's thick there, thick there, thick there, thick there, thick there. You want to make sure you want to spread them out. See, I'm starting to get to where I want to be now. That's a big clump of hair I'm going to do here. There we go. Now that's a big one. I think from now on, to save a lot of time, I'm going to do that to the center piece going all the way up, because the sides are always thinner. The sides, when you brush it out, you end up pulling most of your hair off the sides because the hair is not real thick on the sides compared to it is up on top, especially with the pompadour. Okay, so basically to my thumb. And that's pretty much the entire custom corpses there. That is so cool. I'm going to slide this down just a tad bit. This is going to save a lot of time doing this too, doing it this way. As long as you have your hair uniform, spread out nice. You can do this method too. You can make bigger areas. I think I'm going to do that going forward with these masks. I just want a little more control when I get closer to the hairline and when I'm on the sides. I want more control, meaning I want to know exactly, you know, good measurements on the placement of the hair. You want to be fairly accurate. Okay, that's good. And this ain't good. All this crap in my hands. Okay, that's good. Let's get all this stuff off my fingers. I don't care about these pants. I'm going to pull my shirt up just a little bit so I don't get it on my shirt. Okay, I don't want to pull that up until I get this thing beaded. Here we go. Here it goes, guys. Yeah, that's going to look nice. Actually, I like the way that's turning out. Save a lot of time, too. Save a lot of time. How you guys liking the way this looks so far? Crusher, how do you like it? That was a big clob of hair there. You know what? I'm going to see what we got going on here. So I got to bring this in right to about there, into the top of that hair. Let's see. Since that's going on so nicely, I think because it's this stuff is better. This is really nice. Let me see. I can't read because I don't have my glasses on. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're gonna bring this in nice now. We're gonna do this right. So how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna cut these lengths. I'm gonna spread this. I'm gonna spread this hair real good. I always work from I'm a right-handed guy, so I always work from the right and then I go left. Right to left, right to left. Just feels more natural to me. Spread it out. And you'll see what I'm going to do from that point. Like I said, I want to be able to see my fingers through the fibers. Not completely, in spots it won't show, but as long as I know that I have, because you do want little thicker areas than other spots. Don't have to be perfectly uniform, but you want it more uniform. Yeah, I guess as I get more experience with the herring, I'll probably end up making bigger pieces like this. Okay, so how much of this do I need? I'm going to overlay it. I overlap just a little bit. That's the piece I don't need. And I can add to that other piece. You know what I'm saying? I can add to that other piece, the piece that was over here that was real small. I'll add that piece to that piece, and I'll have a nice mash away, baby. Let's see how fast I can get this done and still be really good. I want it to be good. If I mess up, I will not leave it that way. I would take it off. See, while the hair is wet, while the latex is wet, you can fix anything. You don't want to try and fix it after it's dry, though, because then it's a real nightmare to get that latex off the latex mask. Oh yeah. That's what we're talking about. Overlap it just a little bit. Hold this up. We already know it's sized right. Make sure you have a good set of scissors too. Always make sure you always have a good set of scissors. Popsicle stick time. Make sure you have a clean one. Shoot. Good. There's a little fiber there sticking up and it was going to spread across my mask, and I don't want that. No thank you. This stuff, make sure you butter it, make sure it's not clumped onto the Yeah, that actually looks a lot better than what I did with my brothers. It's gonna blend better. It'll blend a lot better because it's not. See that? I missed bit of a lump there. Don't want that. Don't want no lumps. All right, so let me see. Do I have enough to get across this whole thing? No, I don't. Okay, so whenever you have pieces that are this small, you got to remember, when I get up into this area, I'm going to need smaller pieces. So keep them off to the side. Don't ever waste them. Don't just toss them in the trash, because that's not what we do here. See, this was a weird one because this kind of like twisted, kind of corkscrewed on me, and you can feel it on the back side. So I have to spread this just a little bit differently. Going a little bit more towards the left because it's really piled up over here on the left, and I gotta pull it apart as I'm going, and there's a big clump right underneath here. God, I love this stuff. Oh man, when the results are really, really nice, it just makes it so worth it. And I think what really gets me excited, just like it does when I'm DJing, is when people are really happy with what they have in their hands. You know, all that hard work that goes into this, months and months of work, and the collectors. I really aim for people that really appreciate having a good mask, not the average guy that's going to go into a hardware store. No pun intended with Halloween 1. Go into a hardware store shopping for a Halloween mask. You know what I mean? They're not the people that I'm looking to sell to. Although, if they want to buy it too, they can. I have no problem with that. But don't try to say, oh, well, why is it so expensive? And why, I don't understand this. Well, because you're talking about an independent mask maker. I'm not a big corporation where I'm making these large quantities of masks. I can even you're paying for more art than you are actually a Michael Myers mask. You're paying for the art. You really are. Oh, and I just made a huge mistake here. All right, I'm going to have to work fast, that's all. I'm going to have to work fast. Real fast with this one. I'll show you what I did wrong. I forgot to measure this distance. I think it almost is perfect, but we will have to double check it before I cut it. Yeah, no, it's too long. Right, so how much do I need? All I didn't need was this little bit right here. Okay, so that's what I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I don't have to cut it, because I'm going to smooth it in really nice. Not going to matter. It ain't going to matter, because it wasn't real long anyway. I didn't have any serious lengthy. Perfect. That worked for me. How about you? Yeah, you must be busy, Crusher. You can't really talk. nobody's really yapping on my channel, so I'm hoping everything's still working good. Okay, so what we're going to do here, because I'm going to put this next line maybe I'll just stick that up in the center. You see, where's the cowlick? There we go. I call it cowlick. Anytime you have a separation, oh, what is that? Don't want no black stuff on my... You know, on the other side of that coin too, you don't necessarily have to trim it like I've been trimming. I'm just a neat freak, I guess. But and the reason why is because the more fibers that are kind of pasted up against the mask, the better chance you have of this not coming out. Let me just... No, I'm saving that for later. I was going to save this for later too, but you know what? I don't want too many. Now this is really matted. Come on. Get out of here. Just cleaning my blade off, so this way when I go to cut scissors, I don't want to get it into the hair. Look how matted that is. So it's like really, I got to really work to get this apart. Really got to work to get this apart. But we're going to get a big part of this onto this mask. I'm going to do this whole piece on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right to the other side of this. Spread it out, baby. I hear an Angelo. Is an Angelo out there? Maybe not. Come on in.
You ready?
Oh, I was just saying, I hear an Angelo out there. Is Angelo out there? I'm hearing his mask. This is
Looks like a 1980s bowler with that look, like a bowling.
well, I'm doing more. I'm trying to do more so I can get it done faster. I don't want to put a 4-hour video up here. I really want to try and get it so it's...
Do more in less time. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Hello,
As long
hello,
as
everybody.
The center. Say hello to YouTube world. Man,
Johnny's.
We got to start working together on this stuff, man.
Yeah.
'Cause you're just as good as an artist as I am. So what the hell, man? What are we doing?
Johnny's a good. He's going to turn into a great hairdresser.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't want to take it that far. That's not something I want to do. I'm not really into hairdressing.
Well, I didn't say on human beings, of course.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I'm going to be a great hairdresser. Unless you want me to glue latex to your head. I suggest you not have me do your hair. That's funny. Yeah, man. You gotta love this, man. I really do. I'm so into this. I've lost my passion for disc jockeying and DJing a little bit. I don't want to say all of it, but
I need my dinner. I'll be back.
I definitely don't like the new stuff. That's the thing. I don't like new music at all. At all. None of it. None of it. It don't matter which genre you want to listen to. I don't care. I don't like none of it. I don't like new music. But then I guess that's because I'm an old guy. You know? I'm into this, I want to say the 70s, 80s, and early 90s. And very little of the early 90s. Not very much of the early 90s. I even like very, very small amount of music. And keep the hair off your hands and the latex. Now this one I am going to trim because it's too, look at that, it's picking up everything. Oh my God. I just cleaned the mat with that one. I saw that pulling, I felt it pulling, so I'm like, I know, we got to get rid of that. Oh yeah, I cleaned the mat pretty nice too, I like it. I like it a lot. Let me see where it's got to go. Right to here, okay. I can be a hair messer, not a hairdresser. How's that? I'll be a hair messer, not a hairdresser. You know, I think I can separate this just a little bit further. I think I'm going to start bringing in. I'm accidentally kind of putting too much hair too close together. I'm going to do this last row the way I just did it, and then I'm going to start spreading the news. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the separation just a little bit further apart because I'm just putting too much hair on here. It's overkill, baby. It's overkill. See how it's stepping down. It's way too far out. So I'm going to really come up higher on this next one. But before I do that, I got to put this piece over here and that piece over there. Bring it right in over here. I'm going to really thin this hair out too when I do this time. And make sure I don't hopefully I have enough to do both sides with this piece because this feels really thick. Start spreading the news. I like my Frankie. I love his orchestra. I like Frank Sinatra. I like Dean Martin. I like all that old stuff, man. And the thing is, it was the orchestras that really, really, really just if you really listen to those orchestras and you listen to that music, it's amazing. Amazing. I'm never going to see that again. Never. Never going to see orchestras like that again. Never happened. I just don't think one of the things is there's not enough raw talent out there. Talent's not there. The schooling was never there. The schooling stopped. You got to look at those old time actors. You know, all back in those years. Not only could they act, they could dance, they can sing, they can tap dance, especially. They were really well-rounded well trained. And that's the difference today. There's such a huge difference with such a huge difference in a way. I think I might make this. This is going to be pretty cool, guys. The way the training is now, it's just, you know, I don't think they're well trained today. I don't think these actors are well trained. But that's just me. You know, who knows? Who knows? That's not enough latex. I got to hurry it along. Can't play no games here. Got to get it done. Any comments? None yet. What's going on, guys? You guys are quiet today, man. You guys are quiet today. Do I have anybody watching? Let me see. Do I have anybody? Yeah, there's 3 people on. Might be new people. That's okay. You don't want to talk, that's fine. You don't have to. This makes it a little easier for me too, to tell you the truth. But I do. I like interacting with you guys. I do. I can't say that because I do like the interaction. It's partially the reason why I like doing the live better than I like doing the uploads. Because if there's any questions you guys have while I'm doing this, I can answer them right on the fly. Yeah. That's a cool thing to be able to do. What a great world we live in today. No, I can't say that, but I can say some cool tools that we have. How's that? We have some cool technology that I happen to like a lot. Good, good, good. Looky good. Man, that's really sticking. I don't usually fight that hard. Maybe this was the one that had some tacky glue on it. Might be. Okay, so yeah, that's really thick on the back. I'm going to have to definitely so I'm going to put this bead right about here. Oh, I got the other side to do. Duh. Got ahead of myself, didn't I? Look at that. Look at that. Oh, isn't that wonderful? I'll spread it just a little bit more. That's good enough. Like an idiot, I tried to spread that over top of no table. My tummy got in the way. I couldn't see what I was doing. Didn't see the edge of the table. You guys can see it. I got some funny comments for that, but I can't go near that. I'm not on YouTube. Kind of keep it clean. You ever hear the phrase, "Damn boy, you're so fat, when you get a shower, your feet don't get wet"? I think I actually heard that on Sanford and Son. Are you so fat? I forget. Maybe that was Rerun. I don't remember. It was one of those shows. Kind of funny though. But true statement. Sad but true. I take after my dad a lot with my body weight. You know, and we're both same thing. We didn't really gain weight until we hit our like mid-30s. And then man, oh man, the wheels fall off. Okay. Let's not get my hands in there too much because, oh, that's not good. Glasses keep falling on my face. Oh, that's nice. It's mashing in really nice. Okay, time to elevate the game here. I'm going to put this top bead right there. You see, what's this? Yeah, right there. That's where we're putting that bead. But feist, we got to cut some more hair. Let's get this stuff out of here. What a mess. What a mess. You see something here. Before you touch that Johnny boy, move it over there. Get your fingers cleaned off. Come on, man. There we go. That's my popsicle stick for when I go to do this. Let's spread it out. I think what I'm going to do now is, you see how it's separated right here and separated right there? I'm going to split the difference between the two and then kind of do it, you know, like that. See how it looks. Because when you comb it all out, and if you keep that seam line going straight up the mask and you don't alter that, you'll have a mess on your hands. It won't look right. You know, you have to alter that seam line. The calic. Let's call it a calic. First I'm going to get the tips spread apart. So I know I'm pretty thin that way. Then I start pulling this apart. And I can feel this is already kind of rolled over. In other words, like a spiral roll on the hair follicle, on the hair itself. I don't know what the hell am I saying. And I work on the bottom, mid, just pull it apart, bring it in, make it like a square patch. When you have it spread out nice, and it's a nice square patch like that, that's a big piece here. This is pretty thick, and it's perfect. Make sure I'm on the pad this time. Now this time I'm going to put that like right over the middle here, but I want to make sure that I'm up high enough. Okay, here we go, guys. this one I think I'm not even going to trim because it's not really pulling at the fibers too badly, which is good. Oh man, look what I did. Jesus Christ. See, I should have changed his shirt. I knew I should have changed his shirt. You know what? I need ammonia. How the hell did that get there? I'm not even sure what I did there. You know what? I'm going to take this shirt off. I'm going to go change into other shirt, and I'm going to make sure that that dries. See, it's a nice thick bead there that'll pull right off. But if I mash that into the material, it's gonna I'll be right back. That's terrible. Oh, and I got this one here. You know what? The hell with it. I don't care. No shirt today. Come on. Where am I going to hang this? I know what I'll do. I'll put it over top of my crate. Sorry for the nudity here, guys. But I'm not modest. I don't give a damn. I'm not modest, and I definitely ain't wrecking my shirt. Ain't wrecking my shirt. I just don't give a damn. All right, now I don't have to worry about my shirt no more. If it gets on my stomach, I don't care. And I got holes in my shirt. Wait a second. That's a stain. That's not a hole. Okay. A hole's over here on my lap. Okay. Let's get her done. Let's get her done. Oh, I said I wasn't going to do that. Okay. The hell? That didn't work. I'm trying to cut it back into the ear area. What ain't there, ain't there. That still feels like it's not high enough. I should have trimmed this. I should have trimmed it because I'm getting closer to the hairline. That's all right. There, it's trimmed. See, there's the hairline right there. I don't want the fibers going too close to that. Let me put a little more good stuff over here. Really? See this real long, doing these big sections. As I get closer up here, I'm not going to be able to do those big sections. But see this here now, this little piece? Perfect. I can fill that area right there with that little piece. It's already been spread. I'm going to put a shirt on. I'm a little modest, not much. I just started thinking about it's not necessary to see this. You don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. You know, and the thing is, you guys aren't the only ones that watch the videos. So I'll go put a shirt on as soon as I get this piece on here, and I can walk away. I don't want anything on the deck like I had. I'm going to call this the deck. It's on the deck. If it's on the deck, you can't walk away from it. You got to get it done. All right, so we're on the deck with our piece that's going to go right in here. Okay. Popsicle stick, clean preferably. It's going to work pretty good, guys. It really is. You know, yeah. I definitely have to make the hairlines further apart. Now this comes into here, right into this corner here, and then I start sneaking away from the hairline as I go up the head. It's not going to take long. You know what? Let me go get my shirt on like I promised. I don't want to offend anybody on there. We don't want to do that. Although I'm probably the only person I'm offending. Oh, I smell something yummy. Wait, okay. Oh, it smells so yummy. I had my oatmeal a little while ago. Okay, guys, I'm back with my less offensive self. I know you love me. What can I say? It's pretty bad when you're so old you don't care what people think of you when you're standing in front of a camera. No modesty. Don't give a damn. I could be naked, wouldn't bother me a little bit. Just don't care. I'm a confident guy too. That's another thing. Looks isn't what it's all about, guys. Remember that as you're growing older. Looks is not what makes the person. It's what's inside, baby. Oh, nice. Look at that. Get away. Okay, I wonder if I'm going to make it in one run here. Yeah, I got my gummed up Stilt B Studio shirt. I'm going to have to call Alan and say, Alan, I need another shirt. Or email him or something. He's too busy to call. You can't call Alan. That is not a good option. You guys watch Alan, don't bother calling him. Don't ever try to call him. He's just too busy. He's way busier than I am. He runs so many different things. And he's a genius. I think he's actually a genius in the field because he's so creative on how he comes up with like different ways. He experiments with everything. Everything he ever does, it's like, oh, well, okay. I know how to do it that way, but let's see. Let's try this product and let's see how that works, and you know, experiments with stuff. And some of the things he comes up with just blows my mind sometimes. It's just like, but he's got a ton of experience, so I get where it comes from. He has so much experience. I think he's got like 30, 35 years in the business, in the haunt business, and making props and make latex masks. You know, I just think I really like Alan Hops a lot. I really do. Someday I'm going to meet him. I've talked to him numerous times. I have bought the shirt. I'd like to meet him sometime. I don't get all googly eyed with stardom and all that stuff. That's not. We're all people. We all bleed red. I've met a lot of movie stars in my lifetime, doing what I do for a living. Uh, they're no different than you and I. Um, Only they have less of a life. You may think they have a great life. They don't have a great life. They're always hiding from the camera, running from photographers. They can't, you know, they got to go out in disguises and everything else. They're always disguised when they go out in the public. You know, if they want to go to the store, let's say they just want to go to a store, just like me and you do. They can't. They got to have a, like, you know, it's, you know, they have these massive disguises, and they have no choice, but they have to. Let's see, are we going to make that? No, we're not going to make that unless I go a little wider, which is okay because we have too much hair. I don't know if I want to go too thin. Let's see what that looks like now. Yeah, baby, I did it. I did it. One shot. Gotta love that. Then it starts sneaking in. The rows get shorter and shorter as I go up here. And as I get into here, I'm going to tilt my rows instead of going straight, you know, like this. I'm going to start going like this. I'm going to swoop at this way. So this way the hair will always, it'll go that direction. Now see, there was hair follicles on the latex bottle. Got to get them off of there. What am I doing? Duh. Making it harder for myself. Now, mass latex is pretty thick, so it doesn't run real bad. So I mean, it can run if you're going straight up and down with it. Don't get me wrong, but I always tilt the mask a little bit. I'm going to cut this edge too. I just think that as I get closer to the hairlines, I want to make sure I don't have a ton of hair follicles. Sweet. Okay. That's enough with the fingers there, Johnny boy. I don't even know how long I've been on, guys. Okay. I'll clean that edge off a little bit because I don't like this. This is going right into the hairline. Don't want that. Don't want that extra latex. There. There we go. It's out of there. Okay. Who's on and what do you got to say? Can't wait. Man, I'm lagging. You're lagging? I don't know if it's me or you. Color's perfect. Cool. I'm glad you love it. Yeah, you got to understand, the hair, I'm going to use, the hair's a little lighter, which that's what it's supposed to be. It was actually a blonde hair. But I made the hair just a little bit lighter, and I'm going to mist it with some black ink. This is alcohol-based ink. And I'll mist the hair with my airbrush with black ink. That's the only thing I would use on the hair. I would not use paint. You don't want to use any kind of paint, especially latex paint, because it'll really mess up the, when I go to style it, I'll miss the hair after I style everything, so it'll really come out nice. I think it's going to really come out really nice. I think it's going to come out really nice. And there's a little bit of a blending color here. There's a little. This is a little lighter. This section here. That's a little darker. There's a darker area in this area here than this. See? You can see it's just a little bit darker on this side, but you want those variations because that's what makes, like human hair isn't all one solid color. I did that on purpose with this hair. If you looked inside this bag, it kind of varies. Okay, so where am I going? What am I doing? We need, all right, so we're going to stop right there. Yeah, I think I'm going to start angling this right here. Just a little bit that way. Yeah, that's now okay. I know what I'm doing now. Yeah, it's not really it's not really that big of a change in pitch of what I'm doing here. You'll see. Go away, bug. That's the only problem. I live in the woods, and where there's woods, there's bugs. And when you leave your door open for ventilation without a screen on it, I get lots of bugs in my room. And I've got to change that. I'm going to put a screen door on this door. I'm definitely doing that in the fall. And I can't wait to get those records off those shelves. I have got to, I can't wait to get to where, when my mask is done and it's on eBay, and I can just sit back and wait a week or 2 weeks of it sitting on eBay. If I have to post it again, I will, to sell it. I am not, I know that I'm not going under a certain amount of money. I won't accept it. So if it doesn't meet the amount that I set, then I won't sell it that time, and I'll repost it until it does sell. I think I have a better chance of selling them as I get closer to Halloween. Collectibles, horror collectibles. Oh, you know what, guys? I'm reading the top and not the bottom. What the hell? I'm sorry, guys. I keep forgetting that it's not up top. It's the horror collectibles. Pipe Master looks light. Yes, it looks light. It's darker than on film. This is definitely not the one. Like I said, when you look at the mask, it looks lighter too than what the actual color is. But it's not dark brown. It's not dark brown. It's a Captain Kirk mask, and I'm following the same methods of how they darken the mask, and I'm using ink that won't come out. The ink will be done with an airbrush, and it won't come out once it's inked. But I'm using the exact same method. There will be a little bit of a spray ink to it, but not a lot, just to darken a little bit. And it's not going to be consistently blackened everywhere. That's not the way it works. It's going to be mainly up the front. You're going to see the darker colors and a little bit of misting in the back, but not a ton. Not overkill. Don't want to take away the natural color. So, man, this stuff, I'll tell you what. This is the Teeswater, which is almost identical to the mohair. I'm saving the mohair because a little bit of the mohair is very filtered. Filtered? Is that the right word? Yeah. And I'm going to have to get that blended out or something. I don't know. I never really planned on using all straight mohair because the mohair is very expensive. And I got to see where these masks land. If I start getting really good prices for this mask, for these masks, then I'll invest in using good mohair, because mohair is like $35 for 8 ounces, you know, and it's not dyed. It's not dyed, so there's a lot more work involved. So you have to, you know, you got to get it to where it's but this stuff it's shiny just like mohair. It actually looks a lot like the mohair. It really is nice. This hair really is nice. You'll be impressed. I was going to use all mohair, but there's too much work involved with the mohair. Until I get that, I got to cut that up, and you really can't see the difference between the two. You really can't. I haven't yet. The only thing you can see a little bit different is my mohair is a little darker. My mohair is a little bit darker. All right, so Harp Collectibles. Man, I ruined so many shirts with latex and paint. I was watching a Stiltby Studios video, and most of the class were wearing apron. I have one of his aprons, but I like his apron. Well, you know what? I should wear that apron. I should. I wear a shirt all the time. Shirt, I don't mind dirtying up. It says it right on the back of his shirts. Go make stuff. Well, if I buy a shirt, I'm going to make stuff in a shirt. I'm not going to not make stuff without that shirt on. Alright, so this one here goes up here. Alrighty. We're trying to overlay all these areas here where there's separation. Alright, let me just see. I gotta be able to see the hairline. There it is, right here. Alright, so we're gonna be right about there. Yep. Yeah, baby. We're getting there. We're getting it done. We're getting it done. Now this here I won't be able to, yeah, I like that. It came right off of there. Messy, messy, messy. Messy, messy, messy. Yeah, I like Still Beast. Oh, I mean, he has apron. I bought an apron from him too. I just never wear it. I don't know, when I'm sitting in this chair too, I don't like the way it feels around me. I'm a big fat guy, so it's kind of tough. Me wearing aprons. I'm probably a little shorter than Alan Hobbs. I think he's like 6'1". Uh, I'm uh, I'm 5'10", but I'm probably bigger than he is around. So, and my arms, I got the Hickman arms where they're pretty strong, pretty big. Shoulders, being hurt at the shoulders especially. Even when I was a kid and I was in good shape, my shoulders were extremely broad. Got them from my dad. Dad was a huge dude. He really was. My brother's 6'6". So the ironic thing is my dad was the same size as me, 5'10", somewhere in that area, 5'11". What's an inch or two, you know? But that's what she said. What's an inch or two? I get nothing but complaints. Ooh, damn, that was trying to pop up on me. We don't want that to happen. Oh, I didn't mash it down, dummy. Jesus. I got ahead of myself. I didn't even mash the hair down into the... Yeah, see, I'm right where the hairline is there, so... Oh yeah, baby. Now, in here, as I get into... Right where the two peaks of the hairline is, where it's rounded at the top and then it goes down to the ears, that right in there is when I start really piling on the thick hair right in here. Because now while I'm at it, I'm going to actually put the piece right in here and then put a piece just like that right in there like that, instead of trying to go back and fix it like I did before. So this time we already know we can't use a big piece, so spread it a little bit. Not too much. See, that's all filtered in here. What the hell? Hold it tight and then pull that filting. I'm holding it tight right at the top and then I'll just pull that filting out of there. Don't want none of that stuff in there. And that piece is going to go just like that. A little bit of an overlap. I think I'm moving along a little quicker today than I was before, with the other hair job. As I get closer to the hairline, you definitely want to trim off your excess. Anyway, now I'm going to tilt this so the latex doesn't run all over the place. I'm going to overlap it a little bit here. Now that I made a mess of my fingers, break out the popsicle stick, get all the junk off my stick. Now that's just illusion. That will go back. All this stuff will go back. Well, this is going down behind the ear, so that's the way it's supposed to be. The positioning of the hair, the way you layer it on here is very, very important. It really is. To get a really good Some like tacky glue. I don't like using tacky glue, not on the main. You know, if I'm going to use tacky glue, it's only going to be right on the hairline. Um, and even then, I'm not a big fan of it. Oh wow, okay. I didn't go further enough over here. Oh, that's going to be hidden anyway. So my next row is going to be like, it's going to be tighter now, and it's going to start right here. I'm trying to keep about that much away from the edge of the, the hairline. About, I'm going to say about a ½ inch away from the hairline is what I'm trying to do. And I can't, I'm already a ½ inch from the hairline down here by the ear. So I have to pick up from about here and then bring it in. And it's almost going to be straight across where this bend is in the hairline. And we're on to the next. You know what? I got this piece cut here. I'm gonna bring that in where it has to. A little bit smaller pieces now. I think it's time for that. It's going to slow the process a little bit, but you know what? It's time to slow it down a little. You don't want to. And I'm not going to spread this out too thin now. I want this stuff pretty thick because I'm getting to the top of the head, and I need that pompadour. And that's about where it's going to go, right there. All right, so clean the pad. Your fingers, you know, because they're hot, you know, they're warm. The latex literally dries in seconds the minute it hits your fingers. So if you just leave it there instead of trying to spread it around, just leave it on the finger where you're rubbing, and just keep rubbing for a few seconds. Next thing you know, it just balls up and throws and falls off. Just so much easier. And it's also because it's liquid latex, it's mask latex. It's not the stuff you buy at Spirit of Halloween or any other place that might be Walmart, whatever. It's not the same thing. This is mask latex. It's a lot thicker. This is more pure. Thicker to mask. The thicker it is, I think, the higher the quality. But some mask makers don't like it too thick because it becomes too hard to work with. But you can always thin it down. That's the thing. A lot of people don't know, how do you thin it down? Well, it's simple. You just add ammonia because that's what's in it anyway. So if you just, say you got a bucket and it seems like it's really thick, just throw like a cap or two of ammonia into the bucket and stir it until you get it to the consistency of what you like. And as a matter of fact, I have to do that to my bucket out there. Because my mask latex is pretty thick. It's gotten thick because it's been sitting for a while. So we need to put that right about there. Actually, no, right about there. So maybe, no, right about there is where that goes. So right here. To there. Now we'll mash that in real good with the stick. Got to remember, this is the Halloween one. I know the hair looks a little lighter. I've already talked about this a few seconds ago, but I'm reiterating myself here with this. Hair looks a little light, and it is lighter. It's not real dark. It's not. But like I said, I'm doing the method where they they what do you call it? Misted it, and I'm using black ink. My alcohol-based ink. That's the plan. Man, this stuff's awesome. I really like this hair. I like it a lot. Now this one, because I'm going thicker now, remember that. I'm going thicker, and I'm going to go this way. I want this hair to swoop a little more. So that's about right there. Actually, I don't want that too thick there. What am I thinking? That's the side where it's combed back, so we don't want too much thickness there. It's at the top where I need all the thickness. Okay. Okay. Just trying to get my bead on there now. I keep forgetting. I keep telling people that, I try to, well, because the bead's on there, it's going to grab all those hairs underneath. So you don't have to do it that way. But if you're really worried about every follicle really getting pushed in, I think what you have to do. And it's okay if I get a little bit extra here of, trying to stick my finger. Man, this one's got all kinds of hair on it. Oh no, it's on my finger. I thought it was on the stick. Don't want none of that. Alright, so we're gonna take that, push it up in here. Now as you get close, see now that, damn it. There was still, oh, started using the wrong end of the stick, dummy. See, if you have latex on your stick, the latex is going to grab onto that hair like really instantly because it's not real cured latex. It's still sticky, even though that it's dry. I got to do this way, yeah, because I'm right-handed. Now I'm pushing that against the head real good because I want all that latex to come through and really mash into the hair real good. Now clean the stick again. Remember to keep the stick clean, Johnny boy. And any kind of extra, I just kind of wipe off with my finger. Now, I want to look at the center here. I want to see how this is going to go. I think I'm going to put a piece right, well, what is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to put a piece like right from here to right there. Right in to the top. I'm keeping it close now because I'm trying to create that pompadour. So the hair follicles are going to be closer. The hair follicles. I say hair follicles. See, sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm going to use up this hair right now. Now what I'm doing is I'm layering this together, kind of matting it together, and kind of pushing the fibers together again. Doesn't really want to work. That's because I'm trying to keep this thick. You know what? I know what I'll use. I'll use these pieces on the side, hanging down that way. When I get to the point where I'm putting it forward and then taking it back. Sound good? Yeah, sounds good to me. Don't want to waste nothing. Don't want to waste nothing. Yeah, see this corkscrews on you sometimes when you dye the hair corkscrews and then felts on you, so you got to be careful. Don't pull it apart to the point where you're felting it. In other words, you're making it all fuzzy. You don't want to do that. You're just trying to separate the hair follicles a little bit. I like that thickness because, and that's the natural bend in this, so I always keep that down. So in other words, it's kind of bent like this because of the way the waves are, the little waves that are in here. It can cause the hair to lay this way or lay that way. You don't want to. You want to make sure that you're laying with the mask. I don't know, it probably doesn't matter. I don't know. It's just the little things that matter to me. I just think you have to really. You're just fine-tuning your craft. That's all. You know, you learn little things when you're layering this hair. Now, because this is a lot thicker, I got to put an extra bead and mash it in again. I want that hair to go. I want that latex to go all the way through, and really thick on here, so when it grabs, it's going to be really hard to pull those hair fibers out when you're combing it out. This one I'll comb for you guys, so you can see me comb it. The other one you didn't see me comb it, so I'll comb this on camera for you guys so you can see what happens. You can pretty much guess, but for those that don't want to guess and they really want to see the process, then I'll do the process for you. How do you think? What do you think? Does that work? Works for me. All right, so we need to go. That's pretty thick. So should I go here? No, because if I go here, this seam's going to line up on the outside of that. So I want to go from here, and I'm going to go a little bit. No, I better not. I'm going to stick to the same distance here. And I can always add. I can always add more hair right here. All right, that's stuck good enough for that. But I need to pull this down just a little bit. Yeah, that's good. It's a little close to that hairline, but that's okay. Because I'm gonna, on this side, I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more hair and be true to the hairline, a little bit out further to the hairline, just so it really blends nicer. There's a lot of hair on there right now. That's a lot of hair. Okay, so we need, now I could probably use this right in here because it's a little, no, it's too thin. It's too thin. I'm going to put a piece right in here, and I'm going to overlay them just to overlap them a little bit. I'm going to cut that in half because I don't need that much. That's pretty thick. The magic is all in the styling. It really is. Once it's combed out and it's the right, you know, the right length and everything's, it's all in the styling of the hair. Because it's thicker. I want to make sure it's well pushed into that hair. And like I said, getting closer to the hairline. No, it's not the lighter hair, it's the darker hair. Let me just show you, this way it kind of, let's just do that. Let's just show you a sample of the old hair. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can reach it. Just so it settles your nerves. You don't think that I'm using real. You see how light that hair is? Let me see if I can bunch it up so you can really see. See how light that is? See how dark that is? Now there's different shades as I do this, because you don't want, you want it, as I comb this out, it's going to be all blended, so it'll have darker, lighter, it'll give you more definition. As an artist, look up definition, because a lot of our, well, look at your TV, high definition. Definition means just gives you more depth. If it's all one solid color, you don't get that depth. But that's a lot lighter. This is the hair that I put on my brother's mask right here, the light hair. This is darker. Not a lot darker, but just dark enough. You go too dark, and you know, I like the old-fashioned, I like the original way they did it, by misting it with black. Well, they use black spray paint. I'm not doing black spray paint. I'm going to use black ink. And what's nice about the ink is it's translucent too. It's got some translucency. And I'll be doing that with my sweet. Okay. Now we're really getting tight into the. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of this piece right here on this side. I'm going to use one of these pieces here, not that one, it's too thick. Just for right there, let me see. Oh yeah, now this is where I might as well put that on there now. Yeah, now that I think about it. No, I can't. I can't. That gets put on with the piece that goes forward. I'm debating, guys. I'm debating how I want to do this. Use the thicker piece. Nah, because then it'll be too thick. All right, never mind. Just I'll stick to this piece right here. I think I need to put that. No, I need to put it here. Might have to add two pieces to this, but that's okay. There's no exact way. You know, when you're coming to the end, you just make it work. You put the hair on and you put it in the best possible position to always think about how you're going to comb it, and you want to make sure that your hair follicles are kind of your hair fibers are going in the right direction. And always think about thickness, because if you're too thick in one area, like if it's too thick on the side, the pompadour is going to disappear. You ain't even going to see the pompadour because it's going to be thick all the way around, and you're going to look like you got a big bowl of hair on your head. That's not our objective here. Our objective is to come on, don't get that in that hair. See how it started to come out and going into the hair a little bit? So here's what I'm going to do before it becomes a mess. Make sure my blade's clean so nothing sticks to it. Don't need any follicles getting caught onto the latex. Boom. Took care of that. Got that out of there. Now the popsicle stick. Man, I got some cleaning to do in this room. And like I said, I'm right-handed, so I gotta be on the right side looking at this. Perfect. But I gotta get that little spot right in here. I want to get that little tiny spot, which that's nothing. I got stuff stuck to my fingers again. Once the piece that's on the front here, whatever's going on in here is going to be well covered. And we're going to try and turn that like on an angle upwards like that. Good enough. That's where that's going. I'm looking at your posts, so if you guys are writing anything, go for it. I got my glasses on, I can see. It really sucks to get old, you know that? Okay. What a mess. I got a lot of cleaning to do in this room. Oh, I got to bring my shop back in here. This is how bad it's gotten. Okay. That looks good. Okay. All right, now we do the center from here to here. That's it. We're working our way forward. There's going to be like 2, maybe 3 rows right there. Because on the 78, unlike my brother's 81, the 78, the hair was definitely a lot thicker on the head. And it was a little pompadourish, with more pompadour on the top than the actual. And I'll show you the picture that I'm actually going to use in a second to style the hair. Oh yeah, this is going to work really nice. A lot of hair though. God, that's a lot of hair. All right, I can use this piece. I'm just trying to pile it on in the center there. Should I mean, I could put it back in the bag and use it for later projects, but I think I want to really just put the hair like right there. I'm just going to go straight across with that, nice and thick. I don't want to take a chance and have the hair not thick enough. Look at that. See, the damn scissors had latex on them. I thought I cleaned them. Guess I forgot to clean them. I want to high speed this, and I'll probably do a little talking, a dub. I'll put a little, a little wider. There we go. That's about right. I'll clean this up real good right here. So all I'm doing is taking that ball of latex and hair and just kind of smearing it all over this thing. and it's picking it right up off the mat. This is a silicone mat. I use this for a lot of different things. Oh, that went on the floor. That ain't good. That's all right. I got my grabber in here. I'll grab it a little later. Up with the glasses. I need to see. And I used, I think, a little less latex in this go around here on this round of hairing the mask. I used a little less latex. How many people are on? 4. Yum. Come on, glasses, stay on my head. Keep dropping down on my face. I gotta get the arms fixed. They need to be a little more welded. I have to get some welding done to my frames. And I've got some fancy glasses because of what I do for a living, DJing, and I can't wear contacts. They drive me crazy. I can't. It just feels like I got sand in my eyes. It never goes away. I've had to wear them. I have a what do they call it? Stigma in my eyes, and it's when you have that, it's hell trying to wear contact lenses. So what I like to do. Oh yeah, that's gonna work nice. Nice piece, Johnny boy. I'll just scrape that off onto the bottom of the hair. Why waste it? Don't waste nothing. Now, I don't know, can you guys see what I'm doing here as far as how this is working out? So all I do is I just scrape off the excess that's coming out here. Make sure it's not on the mask or around your hairline. And I pile it back onto the hair. And this one is actually might be the last one. Yeah, because I have enough. This is really full body. That's a really nice thick pompadour right there. That's going to be nice. So I might be able to do just one more, and this might be the enough right here. The piece that I had sitting there waiting. It was just a little too small for anything else. Yes, perfect. Perfect. I love it when a plan comes together. Don't you guys? Don't you love it when a plan comes together? You guys must be busy. You're eating dinner. Nobody's really talking too much. I guess that's because they can't get a word in edgewise with me. I yap too much. No, I don't. I don't want you guys to get bored. And some of you just don't even have probably not watching the video. You're just listening to what I'm saying. That's okay, because I do the same thing. It's funny, I watched the TV show, the old sitcom called Three's Company. And one of the funniest things I heard Mr. Roper say was, Helen says to him, I forget how it went, but he basically says, "No, I just watch. I watch my TV with my eyes closed while I'm resting." I don't know. I don't even know which direction I was going with that, so forget about it. But I love my old Three's Company. Funny stuff, man. Funny stuff. I love situation comedy. Always have. It's the best, and it takes a lot of talent. That TV show was really amazing as far as in its time. Today, I guess you want to see a funny episode though? Watch Handcuffed. Look up Three's Company and watch the show Handcuffed. Oh my God. Oh. It's my sense of humor all the way through and through. Definitely. And man, was it funny. Handcuffed. And I hate, and the other episode that was really funny was the very second episode of Three's Company. The first season's second episode. And it was something mother comes to visit or whatever. Oh my God. The very beginning of that episode, I can't breathe. Mr. Roper is wiring the doorbell. The doorbell's not working right. And Jack comes to the door with his hands filled, and he has the cab driver out there with him because Jack didn't have a car. They didn't have a car. So needless to say, he rings the doorbell while Mr. Roper's hanging on to the two wires as he's trying to wire the doorbell back up, and Roper gets shocked. And it wasn't so much that he got shocked that's funny, it's the way he looked. The expression on his face. And the reaction he did in that, oh my God, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. It was so funny. And Mrs. Roper was there to hold the ladder for him. God, it was a funny episode. Oh my God, I watch that show just about every night. Okay, so here we go, guys. Here's where we're at. We're going to bring this around here. And I need the popsicle stick roughly cleaned. And then I'll probably put a piece here that'll go that way, and a piece here that'll just go straight back. But I want this piece to go this way. No, I'll do it with you guys. I'll miss the hair with you guys. Definitely. Horror Collectibles, I'll definitely do it with you guys. I got no secrets, man. The only time I don't upload a video is if I don't get anything accomplished. I don't mind putting up the mistakes. But if it takes me 4.5 hours to make a mistake, that the outcome is just like you just wasted 4 hours of your time or 3 hours of your time watching a video, and it turns out like crap. No, that's not cool. That pisses off your crowd. That definitely pisses off your. But I'll tell you about the mistake, and I'll explain what I did and why I didn't put the video up. Yes, I'll show you the misting, and I'll show you how I do it with the alcohol inks. I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't have alcohol inks in your I want to say your weapons, your tools. This is the stuff you want to get. Alan Hops turned me on to this. Am I in frame? This is the best alcohol inks. And I think I ordered this right from Amazon. And I have all the colors. I went out and bought all the colors. They're a little pricey, but not too bad. And alcohol inks, what you use them for mainly is misting hair. Alan Hops at Stilt B Studios, he does his werewolf with the white hair werewolf, and then he sprays in this black and streaks the werewolf. He uses a gray and a black, and he mist it into the hair, and man, it looks amazing. Gives you that white, that gray wolf look, you know what I mean? So, now if you're looking at this dead on, you can see the pompadour is going to work real good here, really is. And here is the piece that I'm going to put right there. I have the leftover. Yay! It's going to work. I'm not wasting anything, guys. I love it. I love it. I don't have any more hair sitting over here on the side. I used every piece. I knew I would get it done. I still have to get another piece for that side though. That's going to leave me a little bit of leftover hair. I know how I'm going to do that though. Instead of cutting up, now I might as well just cut the whole thing. Because second thought, when you and then we put the front. Then we do the front line. Front hairline. Make sure that's clean. Press it down. Make sure it's pressed in there real nice and tight. I'm right-handed. I told you that. I told you that, John. Listen to yourself, will you, when you talk? You don't talk just to make your head rumble. Shut up. Shut up yapping and pay attention to even what you say to yourself. Say, self, you better listen and listen good. So anyway, I'm being stupid. Then again, I don't care. I ain't modest. I don't care what people think of me. I really don't. I don't have a worry in the world. I don't let people stress me out. I don't let as much as I might bark about things, certain things that you guys know what I'm kind of hinting at. I really don't get that upset about it because I feel like every 4 years there's a change anyway. Now you'll know what I'm talking about. So, and honestly, it doesn't seem like no matter who goes in, except for this time, it never really affects our life. So, why bitch about it? Anyway, let's get on with the work here at hand. Nice. I like that. I like that comment. Alright, so now we're going to put just a little bit there, and then the rest I'm going to use on the front of the face, so I won't waste any of this. That's what's so cool, man. That's so cool. And I think I don't have to put anything right here. It's just too small of a spot. But I definitely want to put something right there. Maybe I can put something all the way across the whole thing. That's what I'll do. Just make it thick enough. Is that going to be wide enough? So what I'm trying to do is make sure that I don't have calyx all over the place. Yeah, that's good. That's going to be good. Okay. In other words, I call that a calyx. Anytime you see these lines, hard lines, that's where a calyx is going to develop, and you want to make sure that you hide them, blend them in nice so they just disappear. Think of those calyx on the back of our heads where our hair gets spiraled, or some people don't get that at all, but a lot of people do have at least one calyx in their hair. And this guy has a whole bunch of them. It's where hair separates in a spot, and you can't style it no matter how hard you try, because it wants to do its own thing. All right, let's take, really? Almost got that all over my hands. That would have been cool. All right, guys, let's do this. Let's stop screwing around and get this job done. Let's get this job done. You notice what I'm trying to do? You see the line? I'm just trying to keep the hair close to that line, but not right on it, because I have to put the hair forward this way, and it should really give me a nice all right, now that's going to stick to my hands, dummy. And don't fall back down. There you go. I left my hand get there, stay there too long. That's how fast the warmth of your hand dries the latex. London Moor, this is awesome stuff. I really like this hair a lot. I was going to use the mohair, but this stuff looks just like mohair. It does. It has the shine. It's a little woollier, but it also has the fiber thickness and the shine as what do you call it? As mohair. But this bag right here is called tea water. Tea water wool. All right. Let me make sure. Yeah, tea water. Tea water wool. This is only $14.99 compared to $35 of the mohair. Now I do want to go with mohair on my future masks, but only if I start really selling a lot. You know, I gotta make some money first. I can't be putting that kind of price on. I gotta crawl before I walk. But this tea water is really good stuff. I can't wait, because it even feels nice. It feels woolier than the mohair. The mohair's got a little bit more softness to it. But the bottom line is, I spray this I spray this hair after I style it with this stuff here. It gets stiff anyway. My brother's as stiff as a rock now, so it's not like you're going to get the softness of the hair unless you ask me not to style it and you do your own thing to it. You know, then you can do your own thing. But I style my hair, and anyway, let me concentrate here, because I don't want to mess up my hairline here. Perfect. Now I'm really close to the hairline right here, but that's not going to matter, because I'm going to bring that hair down just a little bit. You'll see where the bead is. I'm actually getting ready to start it now. I got enough up here, and you see that hair piece that I just put in goes over that way. It's on top of the, so it's going to help when I do that mop over. There's a look at the there's a look at what I'm doing so far. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's all ready. Everything's ready for the front line now. Time to do the front line. And I always do the center first. And I don't like using really large pieces because of how you want you're following that line and you're putting little pieces at a time in there. And the way I do this, I don't put it back this way. I put the hair on this way, all the way around this. And then, once that latex dries up in here, I can push it back and you won't even see a hairline. Yeah, it's the right length. Okay. Thought maybe I had to go a little longer with it. You know, I think I might. I think I'm going to leave this go. Yeah, I think I'm going to go a little longer with my hairline so it comes back nicer. All right, so I'm going to go about that long. I can always use that piece on the next mask. So I'm going to go about that long. And when I can comb that back, there'll be plenty of hair to work with. I think I might have gone a little too long there, but that's all right. We'll live. We'll live with it. It's important to have really long hair and on your front portion of the mask. Now, okay, so let me put this down like this now because I want the hair to hang down. There's a big delay between what you guys see there's a big delay between what you guys see and what I'm seeing on the screen. I'm looking at the screen, or actually the real time. In other words, what I'm doing right now is probably about 20 seconds away from you before you see it. Maybe even more. Seems like today's a really, really long delay. That happened the last time too. There was a really long delay. It's like a minute delay. Maybe they're monitoring me, making sure I don't talk about politics. It's all right. I don't want to talk politics. It's not what this channel's for. So, I'm political. Yes, there's no doubt about it. But there's a time and place for it. Not on here. So anyway, yeah, I just got old habits, and sometimes my habits can overtake me sometimes. Just got to break them habits of talking politics on my channel here. I don't want to talk politics on my channel at all. Popsicle stick time. anything on the face. That's the thing I'm trying to avoid. Mash it down, mash it down, mash it down. I start right in the center. And always make a nice thick piece. Especially in the pompadour area. When I comb this out, there's going to be a lot of hair missing. Alright, so the next piece is going to be long, like that one, but like I said, let it dry on my fingertip. I don't have to put more fingers involved. Just let it dry, and all of a sudden it'll start grabbing this stuff right up. The heat of my finger is actually drying the latex. It's not curing it, it's just drying it to where it doesn't, it's sticky as all heck. But not too bad. Likes to peel off real easy. Okay, so yeah, we want to make sure we're at that same length. It's like two of my hands. A little too long. That's okay. It don't matter, because once that flips back, it's going to be easier to control. I can't wait to flip this back. I'll be able to flip it back in a couple of hours. Okay. In a couple of hours, I'll be able to flip this back. Then I'll start doing the brushing. I don't know what time it is. It's only 7 o'clock. Okay, cool. Wow, man, I'm doing pretty good timing here. I don't even know what time it was when I went on. 4:30? Was it about 4:30? 4:30. So I knocked it out in probably 3 hours instead of the 4.5 that I did it before. But I'm not done yet. But I'm almost there. We are really close to finish here. As far as I can go anyway. Maybe I'll come back on about 9 o'clock. And I'll finish what I started here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm kind of going around this thing like this because I know the piece is a little bigger. And we're going to put it up on top so it blends a little bit. Put the hair, make sure that I cut this nice and straight. Okay, popsicle stick time. Popsicle stick time. I need to come up with some catchphrases. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, I'll show you the mohair next to this stuff. I'll show you how close it is. And the way it has the sheen and everything to it. Once I see, the thing is, the mohair is so expensive. It's soft, but the only way you're going to benefit from the softness is if you don't put any product in it. And I can't do that because the hair is, you know, wow, it's a big, come on man, what are you doing? All right. It's, wow, what the heck did I do here? Hold on. It's a little fuzzy right there, but that's okay. Push that over. There you go. Come on, push. Let go. There you go. I don't care that it's on this spot. If I got a little hair, a little bit of latex in this top part, it wouldn't matter too much, and I mean very little though. A speck or two, that's fine, because I flip the hair back. So here's the hairline over here, and that's not good because it's trying to fall back down into my misery. Now I don't actually have to make too many pieces here. Let me just see if I can get, there you go, Johnny boy, now you're talking. I need to overlap it just a little bit, because if I don't, I have a big calic right here. I'll have a big calic right there, but here's where the bend is, so that's good. That's going to look good when it's like that. It'll look good. It'll look really good when this is all done. I have confidence in myself. Yes, I do. I've done it enough times now that I'm pretty confident with the hair. Not saying you can't make mistakes. We definitely can do that. All right, so we're going to do that like that. And we're going to put this on here like that. And take this junk off of here. Bunch it up on my fingers again. Just keep rubbing it until it disappears. That stuff's so wet it didn't want to dry right away. I have to put my hand, my direct heat of my fingers on here to get it to dry. Yeah, I don't. The only time I use the popsicle sticks is when I'm actually putting it on the head. You know, just trying to keep it clean. Yeah, I used about a half a bottle here. Herring the mask. Yeah, maybe I start using tacky glue the better I get at this, because I don't want to waste mask latex on the herring. Although it's the best bond, I think it's truly the best way to hair the mask is definitely. And I'm going to put that dab of glue right, or dab of glue, that dab of latex right on the line, because I want the line to disappear. The line is not there to actually, you know, you're trying to hide that. You're hiding that line. That line is actually off. It's buried now underneath that latex. I always I always sculpt a hairline in my masks. It just makes it so much easier to keep it. Okay. Make sure there's no latex on this stick because I got to really get this in here now. And it's an awkward position for me because I'm right-handed and I want to be able to really mash this in. Okay, other side. Just gotta be careful I don't. That's a lot of weight. All this hair right here, it's quite a bit of weight. So I want to see something. I want to see that this doesn't want to pull, because if I let this hang, let me make sure it's not pulling off on me. I know what I'll do. I'll stick it into the eye hole. See what I just did there? I took this strand that I just put on, it's right there, and I stuck it into the eye hole so the hair won't, because it's extra long, it won't pull away from the mask because I'm tilting the hair like this. I'm tilting the, I want to tilt this side so I can do this side real good. And in the end, I'll do the same thing. I'll tuck this in and then put it straight up and down when it's all said and done. Pretty cool, huh, guys? You just got to be creative. You're always thinking outside the box. Or do you fill your molds all the way up and wait? Yeah, that's called dwell casting. That's exactly what I do, and that's why. And the reason why I'm a big fan of that is because of air bubbles. Here's a little trick that Alan Hopp shared with me. Air bubbles are a pain in the butt when it comes to your molds. So, what I do with my mold, after it's cured and it's very dry, I'll take my hose, my garden hose, and I'll spray the inside of it nice and wet. Nice and wet. All right. Then I'll pour about, if this is upside down, I'll pour about that much into the top of the head. All right. Pretend this is the mold and it's upside down and the neck is up top. I'll pour about that much in there and I'll brush and slosh around. Actually, you can either brush it in or what I like to do is take your mold and slush it around. Make sure it gets into all the details real good. All right. And then I fill it all the way up to the top of the neck and I let it dwell. But while it's dwelling, when I first fill it up, I have a vibrating table that I made. And there's a video on how to make the vibrating table. You can go back and watch that. Very simple build, not expensive. It might cost you $200 for the whole thing to make a vibrating table. The thing you don't want is springs when you start messing around with the springs and all that stuff and real fancy. Not necessary. All I use is a car tire. So, get back to the point. I let it vibrate while it's upside down. The latex is in there. The vibrator knocks all the air bubbles away from the walls and everything, and it starts floating up to the top. I let the vibrator run for 1 hour. All right? Then I shut the vibrator off. I take my 5-gallon bucket lid and I put it over top of the neck to keep any bugs from getting in there. And then I let it continue to dwell in the mold for another hour. So I let the whole thickness of the mold or mask is based on a 2-hour dwell time. All right. If you now you can't dwell cast unless you have a lot of latex. You got to have a lot of latex. You got to have at least 5 gallons of latex. Um, if you're buying 1 gallon of latex and it's within your budget, you know, then you're going to have to slush cast it, and that's multiple times. I would say 3 times at the minimum of slush casting to get a decent thickness on your mask. Slush casting is putting maybe, you know, a cup or maybe a cup and a half, 2 cups of 16 ounces. There you go. 16 ounces of latex mask into your mold, and then slush it around and make sure it's into all the details. Slush it around, and you got to make sure you get it nice and slushed around all the way to the top of the neck. You make sure it's slushed into the chin area real good, your nose area real good, especially the ears. The ears can be tricky if you don't get the air. If you don't get them air bubbles out, you could have air bubbles inside your. I hate slush casting. It can get very annoying. Oh, you're not kidding. I'm old, man. I don't want to lift a 45-pound thing of concrete and slop it around, you know, and slush it around. I'm with you on that. That's why I do the dwell casting. And my method, I pretty much is my own method of doing this, doing the casting part. So, you know, you don't have to follow my method exactly. You know, make it your own. Like I always say, you know, whatever's easy for you. Let me make sure this length's right. Okay. Yeah. You know, I see a method, and just because I'm right-handed might change the way I want to do it, the way I want to. You know what? While I'm at it, let me just show you the difference. Now, other than the darker, the mohair turned out a little darker. But let me show you. This is mohair, and this is teaswater hair. All right. This is $35 for this bag, and this was $14.99. The shine is no different. Look at that. The shine is no different. Let me see. What you say? Leaking from a 2-piece mold. My suggestion from a 2-piece mold, just before you put it together, I just wanted to show you that mohair and this stuff that I'm using right here is no different. There's a little bit of a texture difference in the way this feels compared to that, but the shine is identical, the fiber thickness is identical, and it's just a really nice hair. I'm like, wow, this is really good stuff, and it's a lot cheaper. So, and that might be because maybe it's in season right now, where they're able to get this stuff a little easier. I don't know why, but the fiber feels a little rougher. It's not as smooth. But like I said, and I'm going to answer your question that's over here, London, in a second. I just don't want to lose my train of thought. You're getting a nice hair on this mask. You really are. You're getting a really nice hair, and it has the exact look. It just feels a little different. It's just a little rougher. It's more woollier. But at the same time, it's going to be I'll be able to pose it more. I'll be able to freeze it easier. Mohair is so soft, it can be difficult to pose it, especially baby mohair. My brother's mask was not easy to get it to look the way it looks. Wasn't real difficult, but it wasn't real easy either. All right, so let me spread this out. Now, let me read what you're saying. Leaking from a 2-piece mold. You had that issue. Okay, London, here's what I suggest you do. Before you put the 2 pieces together, I want you to put a layer of latex on both sides of your dividing wall. A layer, not a puddle, all right? And make sure you don't have a lot of latex in your keyholes. All right, like whether you make round keyholes or elongated keyholes, whatever you're doing, make sure that you don't have a ton of latex. You don't want to fill that like a big puddle of latex inside your keyholes. So what I do is um, whenever I do that layer of latex on the dividing walls on both sides, I make sure that the keyholes don't have anything really in it, barely anything in the keyholes, just a little bit. You want a little bit, and you want it on both sides. Then what you do is let that dry for a few minutes, and then put them together. Don't let them over dry. You want them just to dry a little bit. All right, and then when you stick them two together, you're going to create a little bit of it'll keep it from leaking. Unless now, there's no way to stop it leaking if your dividing wall is not really a good dividing wall, meaning that your where the clay comes to the head. If you got like a rounded off area like that, like an L, like you want that exactly at a 45. You want that completely right at a 45 angle where the wall is up against here. You need that line to be really squared off to the mask. It's got to be a sharp edge. And when you have a nice sharp edge, a nice clean sharp edge, you have a lot less leaking. So I hope that answered your question. And if there's something else that I'm not sure, yeah, so the dividing clay wall for a double mold, like a two-sided mold, is so important. Your dividing wall is so important. You got to really practice on making a good dividing wall, because the better your dividing wall is, the less chances of having a large leak in your mold. And I don't like using anything but UltraCal 30. I don't use HydroCal because HydroCal you can't layer. HydroCal has to be done all at once. HydroCal is not layer friendly. You can't layer it. Wow, man, it's stuck to my fingers. Anyway. Typos. Don't worry about it, man. I'm the king of typos. And when I say all else fails, fake it. When all else fails, fake it. I love that saying. It's such a great. Fake it. Yeah, but in this mask making, you can't really fake it. You make a mistake, you're kind of stuck with it. So with that being said, let's get to cutting. Actually, why am I doing that? I got to put a bead down. And I'm going to overlay this just a little bit. Ooh, God, man, that's way too much. Let's see how this works. Now, in here, right at the top of where this thing's, there's a little check mark that I always glue down when I'm doing this. And I'll show you why in about 10 seconds. Okay. Now we're going to really mash that in really good, especially like right where I can see this comes in. I'm going to mash that into that area really good because that's where that little tiny check mark is I overlaid this really nice. This I did better on this side than I did the other side. I overlaid this hair over the calyx area a lot better, so it'll hide it really nice. I think this hair job's going to really be good. I'm almost done this, guys. I've only got a little bit left to do. Let me see how much. Wow, just got to keep that glue off or hair off my. Last cut. The last piece. Now this one here I'm going to make fairly thin because this gets combed this way and probably more like this. Now the hairline's right here. I'm going to put the glue right up on top of that hairline, so this way it hides the hairline. You don't want to see that line on the mask. You want that buried underneath of the okay. I think I'm close enough. And I'm going to overlap that just a little bit too. First I'm going to put that on here. Okay, now wipe this in real good. It's a little thinner right here because I don't want too much hair going back on this side. Just the different thicknesses, that all matters. It really matters when you're styling the hair. Either that or you have to completely comb it out. You got to constantly pull on it and pull all that hair out. And that ain't no fun, trust me. Ooh, we don't want that. Don't get it into the... That's good. Now, we definitely need a popsicle stick. And I'm going to stick this so I don't have any weight problems with it. Right into the eye socket. See what I did? I got hair going into each of these eyes right on the angled pieces. Now I have to get this and smash it in there real good. Now, I'm not trying to, I take a little the excess off. You don't want to really pile up any kind of like real hard bead of latex right behind where the two seams come together. It's unavoidable. You are going to have a little bit of a bead there, but you try to take off as much as possible and spread it out and make sure it's into the hair fibers really good. Damn. How the hell did that stick to my... Oh, I know how. Always remember anytime you put your hand into the latex, you wait just a few seconds, and that latex is going to stick to your hand because the heat on your hand actually dries the latex and it makes it stick to your hands. So try not to use your hands. Don't ever touch the latex on the mask. Try to keep it off to the side and use the stick for the details. That was a piece of latex in the hair. That's it, guys. That's a haired, Michael, a haired Custom Corpses NightCreeper 78. And this will be the 78 version. This is Crusher's mask. This has got to go all the way out to Puerto Rico. And if you see the mask behind here, his is very close to, they're very, very, very close in paint scheme. They're almost identical. As a matter of fact, let me pivot that so you can look straight at it. There you go. You can kind of look at it and see what I'm talking about. Let me move this can a little bit. Paint scheme. Yeah, Crusher won a mask. Crusher won his mask. He won this mask. And I can't, I wish he would remember himself. I think he forgot as well. But I just asked a stupid question. He's been on watching me. He's a young man. I don't want to say his age. He's a young man, and very young man. And, and he's from Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico, those people went through hell just a couple years ago with that type, with the hurricane that destroyed their country. And I just figured, you know what, it'll be nice. He follows me. He's on every time I go live, even if he has to jump off. He still makes an appearance and lets me know that he's on. And I gotta say thank you so much to Crusher, and that's why I kind of like on purposely asked him a trivia question that he answered with no problem, and I gave him a mask. He won a mask. He won a mask, and my heart goes out to anybody that's going through that kind of problem. I'm not really in this for the money. I just want to recoup what I'm shelling out for this stuff. I just really have a passion for this. Everything I do is all about passion. I love it, and I think I'm a perfectionist, so I really want to put out the best possible product. London, I'll tell you what. In a minute, I'm bouncing off because I finished this. All right, so I'm not going to rattle on about this. Do a live in a few minutes because I'm going to come back around 9. What time is it now? 7:31. So I went 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30. Oh, great, man! I did this in 3 hours instead of 4.5 hours. It was almost 5 hours with the other mask. But that I'm going to tell you that real fine mohair was a little bit more difficult to use. This stuff's hair's nicer. It really does. Oh yeah, a lot of people don't know that, and people. Bo Norton, yes, I agree with you. A lot of people don't know. I mean, from the sculpting time, I've got 12 months into my sculpture, and some people are faster. I use monster clay. I do not use wet clay. Wet clay to me, it's just too dirty to be in this environment that I'm in. I'm not against wet clay, but I like a hard clay for me because I like using tools more. I use my hands to get the basic form and basic shape. All right. When it comes to like the eye, like the scowl area and stuff like that, I'll rub that in. But you have to warm up uh, monster clay to really form it. And the easiest thing I would suggest if you're ever going to use monster clay is using a hot gun, a hot air gun, but make sure you're about a foot away from it. If you can't keep your hand, you put put your heat gun back far enough. And if you can't keep your hand where the heat's coming hitting the mask, if it's too hot to keep it there, then that's too hot for your mold or your sculpture. So Monster Clay is a wax-based clay. I like it. It's clean. It's I use a very hard what do you call it? Clay. I use a very hard clay, and the reason why I want the hardest is because when you go to demold it, I never lose all the details of my mold, my sculpture. I get very little damage, and I'm able to fix the damage, and I can move on to the next mask. I've already started fixing the one over here. As a matter of fact, now that I'm done, I have enough hair here to do another mask, and that's the one I'm going to be doing with that. Yes, and I think I'm going to be ordering the tease water stuff from now on too. The only thing is that stuff comes to you blonde. If you don't know how to dye hair and you're really not that good at it, you might think twice and just go get yourself some other type of hair that already has. You might just stick to crepe hair, because you're going to have to dye. You're also going to have to blend at times. Hold on, I'm going to take the camera off of here, or take the phone off of here, because that's what I have, not a camera. Okay, I know this thing's charged, and I can show you my sculpture now. All right, pretty much done tonight. Sorry, all right, so this is the haired mask, and I'll probably come back around 9 o'clock tonight. If I'm not on again tonight, I'm just tired out. It's been a long day. That's my sculpture. That's the fixed sculpture. That's where the nose was all damaged and the eye sockets were all ripped out. And I fixed the sculpture in probably 20 minutes, maybe a half hour. That is the NightCreeper 78. That's this mask right here. That's how easy this was to fix. Demolding it damages it a little bit. Your ears completely get wrecked. Hold on. Now, see, the problem with this camera, if I'm 6 feet away, it shows you the true size of the sculpture. If I get close to it, it starts pulling in and narrowing the face, and it's the camera that does that. Watch. Look how narrow that gets. It looks goofy. It's almost like it doesn't look right. Anyway, let me show you. Hold on. Bear with me. I'm moving my seat. I'm going to show you the ears that I resculpted. They were, if you look back at some of my other videos, you'll see how badly damaged they are, and now they're fixed. Now they're fixed. So, and this is. I still got some smoothing out to do here. You can see that I'm still sculpting in here a little bit, but I pretty much fixed the shape of it. I still got little bumps here that I have to be smoothed out. This isn't quite perfect right here the way I want it. That's the old one. See how nice and smooth that is? That has to be fixed. But I've been sculpting with this sculpture for so long that I know every little nook and cranny of this sculpture, and I know exactly how it has to look. The lip's a little bit too far down, but then again, I'm doing the 2018 from this now. I'm going to be aging this. After I get my mask on eBay, then I start resculpting this into the 20, or the I want to say 2018, the H40. I'm aging this to look like the H40. And then it's going to be the kills. And I heard from a couple good sources, not that they gave away what the mask is going to look like, but I heard from a couple of good sources within the business that the Halloween Ends mask is still going to be the same mask as they used in Kills. It's not going to have stitching. It's not going to have any more damage to the mask. The only thing that's going to change is they're going to show it's going to be a lot dirtier. It's going to have all the blood stains all over it from that massacre that he did in Kills. But it's going to be basically the same mask. You know, maybe it gets damaged later on in the film more. I don't know, but I think when they start the film, it's going to still look like the original one that he wore in Halloween Kills. Now, other than darker, as I heard it was going to be a little darker. I don't know how true this is. I'm not really sure, but it is coming from a good source. So, with that being said, you know, he even said himself that, you know, he's not 100% sure on this, but from his sources, they're never going to show you the paint job on that mask until it's completely done. But my whole point of this is if it's still the same Kills, that's actually better for me. And all I have to do is change the paint scheme. I can make a Halloween Ends just by changing the paint scheme. But here's what's better for me. If I don't have to change the sculpture at all for Halloween Ends, I can go on to making my own concept version of Halloween Ends. That was my plan after Halloween Ends, but if I can get ahead of that, and I only have to make my own, I got some really cool ideas, and including the stitching. There's going to be a little bit of stitch work in the mask of my rendition of Halloween Ends, but I also want to do a couple other things that are going to be unique, and it's going to give a you know, a custom Halloween Ends mask, not a copy of the actual Halloween Ends. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it. I have to call it. Can't be Ends. I'm not going to call that Ends. The Ends is going to be a paint scheme. Hopefully that's what they do, and they stick with the way the mask looks, and they don't change anything. So if that's the case, I will start sculpting my version of what I think Halloween Ends should look like. Or not so much should look like. Let's just say it's going to be my custom, but it's going to be based off of this mold, off of this sculpture. And the whole point of me talking about the hard monster clay is when I demold this, there's very little damage. I get some damage underneath the eye here on both sides. The chin gets a little damaged, the lip gets definitely damaged, and the flare outs on the nostrils, they get damaged. Because when you pull that mold off, I try to pull it off so it comes off and downward just a little bit. Only because I don't want the cheeks getting destroyed. I don't care about the ears. I can fix them. You can't avoid damaging the ears when you demold. But that's my sculpture. I have changed the eyebrows to match the actual a little bit. With every sculpture, I change things maybe a fraction of an inch, but change things just a little bit to give it another unique look. And this is going to be aged into the the H40. The H40, and then from there it's going to be the Kills, and then from there it's going to be the Ends. Hopefully just my rendition of the Ends. So we'll see. But I'm going to bounce off of here. And London, if you're still on, you know, maybe, oh, it's raining out there. I can hear it. I think we're going to get storms tonight. I think they're talking about that. I'm still new too, London. I'm very new to it. I got 2 years under my belt. That's it. That's not a long time. And the masks that I've done so far, I'm not happy with. That was my very first attempt. I only spent 30 days sculpting that, and I hated it when I did it, you know, because I was in a rush. I was trying to get it done in time for Halloween, and not so much to sell it. I was only trying to make it because at the time, the Halloween H40 mask, you really couldn't get your hands on it. So I thought I'm going to make this H40. I seen pictures of the H40, but you couldn't get your hands on it down here. So I made that for my brother, um, and I made 2 copies, one for myself. I never sold it. I never planned on selling it because it just doesn't look that great. And then over here was my second attempt of the Halloween. You know, I have the 78, the kills, no 78. I have all those masks done right over here. I got a bunch of them along the wall here. But there's a 78, there's a Halloween kills, and an H40. There's a 78, an H40, and a kills. And I still wasn't happy with the way they turned out. I didn't like the way the eye cuts looked. There was certain things that I didn't know about human anatomy. If you really want to help yourself out, learn human anatomy, because that is really important. Let me see. What did you say? Yes, I do have Facebook, London. I have Facebook. I can go on Facebook. As a matter of fact, look me up and add me as a friend under John Hickman, and in parentheses, John, John, Hickman, Hickman, and in parentheses, DJ Styles with 2 Y's. That's DJ, D is in dog, J is in jump, Styles, Styylles. That'll be in parentheses. Add me as a friend, and then I'm going to go check you out on Facebook. If that's where you want to show me your stuff, that would be pretty cool. Now, there's Bo Norton. On many hours goes into one mask. Did you meant to ask me? Were you asking? Yeah, it's a question mark. So you definitely, I guess you meant to say how many hours goes into one mask from start to finish. Oh, well, 12 months of sculpting. By the time it hits the for sale, you know, probably if I was just working on one mask to sell to somebody, 12 months. By the time you do the molding, now the molding's probably a couple of days. The latex curing, good enough for paint, takes another 5 days. You know, you're waiting. You know, once you get to the mold process, it's a lot of waiting time. But then the painting, you just see me hair this. Took me 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. So I cut an hour off my hairing time from my other mask that I did. It was 4.5 hours to do that one. 3.5 hours to hair. Probably I'm going to say at least 6 to 7 hours to paint it and to get it right. And you know, you're looking at probably 12 months and let's say 12 months and 2 weeks. How's that? 12 months and 2 weeks just to round it off to get a mask into your hands. It's not an easy task. You have to be dedicated. You have to really love it. Yeah, and that's why you're spending $400-500 for artists to do independent mask makers. Independent mask makers, it's a lot of work. We can't just spit them out too. There's not an assembly line where there's 15 molds done. We have 1 or 2 molds most times. All right, and I'm only making 1 or 2 masks at a time. That's it. I could make more molds, but then if I get real busy, I would. But see, the thing is, I'm limited to how many I can sell because it's still a copyright issue. You know, I'm not going to sell a ton of these masks. So if you're lucky enough to purchase one, you're going to be lucky because you're only selling about 25 masks a year. And I'm selling them more to collectors than I am to the average person. Because, you know, the collectors, one, that's your target audience because it's an independent mask. It's not, you're paying for more of the art than you are some store-bought mask. There's a lot of work that goes into these masks. It's not just a wham bam, you know, thank you ma'am type of thing. It's, you really have to, you're spending a lot of time, you know, and if you don't put at least 10 months into your sculpture, I think that you're really not giving yourself a real good chance of coming up with a good mask. So yeah, London, look me up on Facebook. And yes, I'll hook you up in a minute, London. I'll definitely I'm getting off of here in a few seconds. As soon as I do, I'll go on Facebook on my phone and I'll check you out. I'll add you as a friend. And I don't put too much of the mask making stuff on the I'm too political on my Facebook. It's a shame, but I am. People may not agree, they do agree. It don't matter to me. I just don't care about Facebook that much. I'm just not a big fan of it. Um, you know, I love my YouTube channel, so I don't I don't do politics on YouTube at all. Want to talk politics? We'll go on Facebook for that. But anyway, I want to say thank you guys for watching and tuning in and staying with me on this live tutorial on how to hair a mask, part 2 of 1. It's weird because I did 2 masks and I showed the process, but that's okay. You get to watch it. And you watched, I changed my scheme a little bit here on how I was hairing it. I kind of got it done a little quicker. And it's going to look good. This thing's going to look good when it's done. You know, it's got to really dry up pretty good. That latex has to go from white to yellow before I even mess with it. A couple hours and it should be good. We'll see. It'll get clear. If it gets real clear, then I'll be able to at least push the hair back. I may not be able to comb it until tomorrow. I really don't think I want to comb it until tomorrow. So that's the plan. All right, I'm going to jump off of here, guys. Thank you for tuning in again. And remember to hit the like. Please hit the like. They love likes. I got 4 people on here. If you don't like it, that's fine. But if you do like what I'm doing, please hit the like button because YouTube loves likes. Hit the share my content for me. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and also hit the notification bell because the notification bell is a real, you know, this way you can catch me live if that's what you like. The biggest problem a lot of people say they have is if they're not getting notified. Remember this when you're following people on YouTube. If you're not getting notified on some of the people that you're following for some reason or another, you were getting notifications and all of a sudden you stop getting notifications. Just unsubscribe and then resubscribe. That'll usually fix the problem. So if you're not getting notifications, I've had a couple people say it, unsubscribe and then resubscribe. And that should fix the problems of your notification of me being on. So peace, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this process with me. And it's all about learning. It's all about sharing. It's all about helping other guys out. I hope I helped any of you guys out with the questions. Any answers? I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm only I just, for some reason, because I love this so much, I remember every little thing that I do, every little detail about, like, you know, where my mistakes were, what how I learned how to do certain things. And when I give you that information, it's basically, free. It's free information. But I've also learned from people on YouTube. So it's my way of saying thank you to those people too, because they shared with me and I'm going to share with you. So anyway, I want to say thank you, good night, and please have a great night. It's raining out here. We're going to probably have thunderstorms later. I can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Can you hear my door? Sounds like I got a coffee pot on. Anyway, peace and thank you. Like I said, thank you so much because you guys are really faithful. You guys come on here and sit on here for like 4 hours, and it's not easy to sit and watch somebody sculpt or do something for 4 hours. I will eventually, once I get this stuff on the roll and I'm pretty much done the Michael Myers part and I start moving on to other things, I'm going to edit all my videos. So like a video like this, Herring the Mask, I'm going to... All right, thanks a lot there, Horror Collectibles. I'll see you on the next stream. Peace, my friend. And I will catch all of you guys a little later. So I lost my train of thought. I got a senior moment. Okay, so we're just going to end it on that. You guys have a great, great, great night. And go watch a horror movie. You know what? Go watch Halloween. Well, whatever one you like. Go watch Halloween 3. I don't care. Go enjoy your night. Go enjoy a movie. It's early enough. I got off of here in time. It's almost 8 o'clock. Got this done by 7:30. And you guys pretty much see where we're at. And thanks a lot for tuning in. And like I said, hit the subscribe. Definitely hit the likes if you like what I'm doing. And share the content. Let people know. Share it on Facebook. Share it anywhere you want to share it. Copy the link to my page on my Facebook page or my YouTube channel. Not page. Copy the link to my YouTube channel and paste it on Facebook for me. Paste it anywhere you want to paste it. I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm going to be retired in a couple years from doing the DJing. I'm trying to grow the channel enough to where it's making me a little bit of an income while I'm in retirement. That's what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to keep on making discs and making other things and props and all that fun stuff. But I'm one man and I'm by myself. I don't have any other extra hands. So and I'm old. I'm not a young man. So I'm limited to how much energy I can spend in a day. So, and I've just spent it all. So I'm going to say goodnight, guys. And thank you again. Thank you so much for joining me and becoming a subscriber and hitting those like buttons. I love it. Somebody did hit a like button on there. They hit it up there for me. And yeah, YouTube loves those likes. So thanks again. Peace. Have a great night. Be safe. Be good to each other. And I'll talk to you on the next live video. And that might be tomorrow because I'm going to hear the other mask. But I just chat with you while I'm doing the work. What do you think? And try to get these masks out to who they go to. Peace, everybody. Have a good night. See you, Crusher. Bye.